Well, hello. I have an ouTask telescopic lantern here, or light. The good people of ouTask have posted it to me and I received it today. Tomorrow and in a few days' time I have two treks coming up, so I have an ideal opportunity to see if this lamp is any good at all. Let's dive in and see what's on the inside. There's obviously lots of information about the product on the outside. The lovely people of ouTask have provided this for me all the way from China. It was delivered in an outer box and I've already taken the sort of postage wrapper off. Let's have a look inside. It's well wrapped. Nothing else there for the moment. Lots of other information there. There's a README. Well, of course there's a README. I'll check in on that in a moment. There's a little leaflet, a little product guide, lots of languages, warning before use, yes. I'll leave that open there to look at. Inside there is, oh, that's quite a chunky lamp, obviously, right. Polythene coating on the outside. My goodness, that's very impressive, isn't it? Haven't read the instructions, but yeah, oh yes, that's good. Right, hopefully it's got a little bit of charge in it. I think there's another little base here. Yes, there is. No, yes, there is. Another little secret package here. I wonder what's in here. There'll be a charging lead, won't there be? Let's have a look. Oh, some hooks. Oh no, they're spikes, aren't they, for the ground? There we go. Some colourful stickers. Not quite sure what I want them for. The little hex shapes to push out. Keep them safe, won't use them straight away. One of the standard charging leads, the large one into a USB power hole. That's a USB-C charging, so nice and modern. 3 hooks. Well, I can work out what they're for. They'll be to peg down the lamp, presumably. That's clever. Don't know what they're made of. Standard steel. Might be titanium, don't know. They're quite light. And a wrist strap to go on somewhere as well. We'll keep them safe. Oh, this is exciting. So this lamp is what they call a desert yellow colour. I wouldn't quite call that yellow. This is an evening light. I would call that a light sand colour. I wouldn't really say yellow. The offer is a grey, like a mid-grey. It says here on the box, actually, I did see that, an army green, which I wouldn't say is green at all. It's more of a light charcoal. There is also a black, but that seems to be a slightly different product, more of a bespoke product somehow. I'm not sure. It's certainly quite a chunky weight. The lamp is on top. Oh, look, telescopic. That's what it is, and that rotates as well. This is good. Let's clear the decks and have a look at some of the functions. So it does say here, power on, off, long press the switch for 3 seconds. So there's the switch. Does it have any power? Yes, it does. Oh, that's bright. So I don't know what light level that is. Change brightness after powering on, single click. Oh, that's, yes. Oh gosh, that is bright. Okay. So how many settings are there? 3 light levels. Rotates round the 3 light levels. Switch mode, in power on state, double click the switch to change mode, okay? Double click. So there's 2 light colours. There's the white light and this yellow soft white. Oh look, that's the SOS, isn't it? Yes, they did talk about it, an SOS, and that goes back to the white, and then a long power to turn it off. Well, that seems to make sense, doesn't it? All very straightforward. There seems to be 4 LED little lamp lights here and 3 are lit at the moment, so it's obviously been delivered with some charge in it. Well, let's look at some of the technical specifications then. So folded, it's 10.32 inches long, so just under sort of a foot, and extended and too high for the video here with the pop out like that. It stands from the bottom up to the top when it's extended 93 centimetres, so just under a metre. The lamp head turns around so that it can face upwards, and obviously turns all the way round as well. Now, whether there's a wire inside so you can't keep turning it around, I don't know. Wouldn't want to wind the wire up, so maybe there's some sort of very clever mechanism inside. So the lamp will turn in any direction, and that's a very substantial lamp head there. Battery specifications, so on low light, which is I think quite adequate for most general illuminations, low light is 40 lumens and the lamp will last on a full charge up to 65 hours. And then the medium lamp brightness, which is that one, and that will be 250 lumens, so quite a step up from the 40, the low, 250 lumens, and that'll apparently last for 17 hours on that, and then drop back for a further 3 hours on the low power setting. And then on the high setting, like that, 500 lumens, I'm not sure that's double, perhaps it is, that will last for 6.5 hours continuous on the high, and then we'll drop back to the low setting for a further 7 hours. So this is obviously an outdoor light lamp product, so one would expect it to be suitable for use in damp and inclement weather such as today. The IP rating, which is that waterproof rating measurement, it's IP rating 7 for the lamp head and stem, the extendable stem. So presumably that's suitable. IP level 7 is submersible in ordinary water, non sort of pressurized water, down to a metre, I think, for 30 minutes. I think that's it. Basically, you can stick it in water and light underneath for a short period of time. The stem and the lamp head. Not that I feel I necessarily want to. I would interpret that it's rainproof at least. An IP 6, which is the body, which means basically it's waterproof from just sort of general rain ingress. The little charging thing is here. I've just seen, there we are, there's 2 holes. Come to the charging in a short time. So with that flap closed, it's waterproof. Bottom line is it's not usable as a submersible lamp for diving, obviously, but it is good enough for being out in inclement weather. Let's look at charging. It's obviously got the 2 charge ports here. One is the large and one is the smaller C. The smaller C is for charging, and it will charge from empty to full charge in about 5 hours. And in addition, it's got a power output which is suitable for charging a mobile phone if you get stuck with a flat battery on your phone. The battery unit inside here is 1,200 milliamp hours, so that's quite a chunky battery. Presumably they've got a number of cells inside there somehow. It's very cleverly made, actually. Well, out the box, it does seem to come with this little strap point here. Presumably the longer one that's provided will hook on there or perhaps go somewhere else. Read the instructions, Warren, of course, work that out. It's obviously got the pin down pegs, so on grass, soft ground, they can be pegged down. The weight is actually quite low down, so we'll come on to weight in a moment. This heavy aspect here is low down, so it doesn't have a high up mass to perhaps be top heavy. It does feel very, very stable. I'll end up feeling how that sort of works in a camp situation in due course, but that does feel quite stable, and with the pegs, if I wanted to, that would be jolly firm. It does all seem to be well made. Let's come on to the weight. The overall weight is labelled at 700 grams, so just short of 3/4 kilogram. I did find one reference to 720 grams, so probably somewhere in between. It might be 720 with the pegs and the cord and the stickers stuck on. Talking about the stickers, obviously there's a design feature of this hexagonal detailing here, which is rather nice actually, and I see from the stickers, presumably other hexagonal stickers can be applied. It does seem a very well designed and manufactured product actually. I will take some time looking at the instructions. It will need fully charging before I go on my trip tomorrow. Nothing else there. There's no other bag. There's this little plastic bag, but there is no other bag with it. There is some other feature details on the outside, which I'll take a look at. So the idea is, I've just done a little unboxing just to see what it's all about. I've got 2 trips lined up. One is a trip to the Brecon Beacons for an overnight. It's a summit camp, but I will take it with me. And then a day or 2 later, I've got a woodland camp. That's a solo woodland camp, and I'll certainly take it there as well. So I'll give it a good testing out, and then come back to you regarding what I think later on. Hi, I'm Warren Brand and welcome to another Linleys video. Part 2 of this review video. I'm back from the Brecon Beacons, had 2 gorgeous days, an overnight sort of summit camp there, and this morning just back from my woodland camp. I've used this ouTask lamp extensively during those 2 trips, and I feel now that I've got a good understanding of what its capabilities are. So let's get into the review part of this video. There are 6 kind of aspects that I've got in this second part of the video. Firstly, 700 grams is quite a lump. No mistaking that. It's almost 3/4 kilogram. That does kind of put it into the category of not for a lightweight camping trip. I come on to kind of what I think this would be ideally suitable for towards the end, but it does kind of put it out of the frame for a lightweight or through hike kind of trip, when being lightweight is important. The second thing is its versatility. It is not designed to be a hand torch, clearly. It does have that function, flipping that around, it's possible then to use it as a torch, but one doesn't buy this sort of product for simply being used as a torch. It is a very good standard lamp. It works really well low down, obviously extending it. I don't know if you can see it up there. That's all very good as well. And I've used that extensively in my camping trips in the short sort of mode like that, and taller. I valued the use of this for my videoing. I can just pop it outside the tent, do the videoing, adjust the light. It's ideal. So that's the second thing, absolute versatility in what it's designed to do. It's stable, adaptable. I was able to use it for general chit chat outside our tents, as well as for cooking detail and filming, etc. Absolutely ideal for that. The pop-out base works really well. It does what it needs to do. Press the little button here, pops out. Nice and resilient, stable. There's no Does it click, doesn't it? It's absolutely stable. The extendable lamp feature, really good. This feels robust. It's not a lightweight kind of design. It just feels resilient and good. Clearly, it's not designed to withstand a lot of bending, but for general use, I think that that's ideal. I did use it as a torch a few times. Indeed, in the woodland yesterday, I extended this and put the torch out like this and just waved it around like a light wand, just to see what it was like, really. It worked really well. But one doesn't buy a lamp like this to use it simply as a torch. I can't really say how resilient this would be if you knocked it over, bent that at all. I would imagine that once it's bent or kinked or dented here, the up and down smooth nature of that will be spoiled. But that's the nature of telescopic products, isn't it? The next thing I'd like to talk about is the sort of outside quality of the body. It's an aluminium and plastic body. It feels robust, really good materials used. It's not thin, nicely produced. There's a ruggedness about it, certainly with the hinge, the plastic feet, the honeycombing here, the plastic bits. It all seems very, very strong and sturdy. It just feels like a good quality product. The battery is obviously in this part of the body. This is where the legs are. I don't think there's anything in here at all. This is where the battery is, and of course through the core is the extending part. This is where the weight is, so that it's very sort of front heavy. It feels heavy here and light here. You kind of got to get used to holding it with the heavier feature here. I can't present that on film, but the centre of sort of balance is very much forward. Not that it makes a difference really, but holding it, you feel you've got to hold it here, and there really isn't any kind of grip here. I think with cold hands, wet hands, there might be the tendency of this sliding out of your hand, dropping it, or not picking it up right. However, it's not designed for being used in a very portable sense. It's designed for use in a particular location and deployed accordingly. So I think it's not a complaint, it's just a comment that handling it, you need to be quite careful. The next thing is the function button. It's got the single function button here. Talked about that before, but I like the simplicity of the button. I've got familiar in using it. On and off is very, very easy. Long for on, long for off. Double press for changing the colour, and then the SOS. I think the SOS feature is a bit of a gimmick really, but when you need it, you need it. And the reality is, if you need an SOS call, it's very straightforward to just pop it on a flat surface like that, shining upwards, go for the SOS function, and that will last for days, I think, and helicopters would be able to see it. So when you need it, it's there. What it doesn't have is a memory feature. So some lamps, when you say perhaps have them on a particular setting you like, when you turn it off and then turn it back on, it's nice to be able to come back to the same setting that you used it last time. With this, it doesn't. For me, I didn't find that was a problem. I've generally been using it on the low setting of the white light. So when I've turned it on and off, kind of I just have found I wanted it on the low white light setting. And actually, I've been leaving it on most of the time when it's in use. I've just put it outside my tent, turned it on, and left it on and just adjusted the height of it and the position of it while it's been on all evening. I've hardly needed to turn it off, not like perhaps a hand torch that more likely to be sort of turned on and turned off in use. This is currently showing 3 LEDs out of 4. Now, I've used this extensively over the last two trips, and I haven't charged it up in between. So I fully charged it before going to the Brecons and used it throughout the evening then. Last night I used it very extensively during my woodland camp. I've used 1/4 of the power. So that suggests it would be suitable for quite a few nights away from a charging point. I've used it mostly on the low or medium settings. I haven't used it much on the high. Obviously the specifications say how long they'll last, and I covered that earlier on in the spec bit of this video. The next point really isn't about the lamp at all. It's about the packaging of it. Out the box, there wasn't an additional little bag. Now you can see that I've got myself a little bag. I've repurposed this from another product that I had years ago. It just happens to be exactly the right size. Do you need to put the lamp in the bag? I have a preference that I like putting my items in a bag for storage, my racking and shelving, and when it's stuffed in my rucksack, I just like the idea of a little bit of protection. It's not padded or anything. But out the box, there was no additional bag. I wonder whether that's a missing feature of this lamp, no additional bag. I'm sure some trekkers will immediately dispose of the bag if it's provided for them and just go with the product and expect it to be resilient enough itself. Well, yeah, that's true, that's fine. I just like a bag, so I found one of my own for my own purpose. So finally, my overall thoughts. I like it a lot for what it is. It isn't a portable hand torch that you'd use like an everyday carry. Clearly, its significant size, significant weight, kind of precludes it from being used for through hiking or the more extreme wild camping. It's just not going to be in your bag, is it? But it is a very versatile standard lamp for the situations which calls for this sort of lamp. It's absolutely ideal. Easily deployed, great in use, lovely light. I believe it's an extremely well-designed product. I'm very pleased. I've been using it for the last 2 nights, and I'll certainly continue to use it, but probably not for those extreme summit camps or through hikes. Where would I use it? Certainly for the sort of woodland camping situations where perhaps it's a short walk from a base start point. Perhaps for car camping, those times when you've got your car for most of the gear, unload, and you put it outside your slightly larger tent. Patios, this sort of situation here, patio, evening time, reading, ideal for portable extra little light away from the house. Roadside emergency, have one in your car, pop it out so that you can change a tyre, work on the car with a light that you're not holding in your mouth or stuck to the car and you can't actually see. And of course for the video vlogger, lights at the campsite is ideal. So there we are, a very versatile portable lamp. Thank you to the lovely people of ouTask for providing me with a lamp to review and use. Thank you to you guys for tuning into this video. Thanks for watching and bye for now.